In the dead of night in 2013, the FBI finally closed in on Hamza Bendellaj, the elusive Algerian hacker known only by his codename, BX1. For years, he was a ghost, slipping through their fingers, leaving no trace behind as he drained millions from banks worldwide. His skills made him untouchable, a mastermind who always stayed one step ahead. But one day, a tiny mistake unraveled everything. A slip in his complex web of anonymity led the FBI straight to a small apartment in Bangkok. How could one of the world's most mysterious hackers make such a mistake? And what secrets did they uncover? Bendellaj was born in the year 1988 in Tizi Ouzou, which is a fast-developing city in Algeria, and is endowed with a number of antecedent heritages. He is well-educated and has invested his time in computer engineering in the Houari Boumediene University of Science and Technology. Bendellaj was a polyglot, fluent in 5 languages. He was a highly skilled man, or so he became even more skilled for a new mission. There is very limited information about the early years of his life, although rumors state that he was a married man with a young child. His family ran to Egypt after he was arrested in 2013, leaving behind a man who has grown to be one of the most sought-after hackers in the world. Bendellaj became known by many monikers on the internet, as the Happy Hacker, Robin Hood of hackers, and others before him primarily because of his jovial disposition. His cherubic grin and kindly appearance providence profound confusion to all, most importantly with those in the criminal realm he inhabited. But this was a slick criminal who had constructed his criminal empire on computer fraud, siphoning off money from accounts all over the world. The alleged mastermind of all the cyber raids spearheaded by Bendellaj was another hacker from Russia, Alexander Andreevich Panin, alias Gribotiman or Harderman. Altogether, they planned and executed one of the largest heists of the decade in the cybercrime world. Bendellaj, whose other names are BX1 and Daniel HB, and Panin conducted the attack using a SpyEye botnet. This malware allowed them to compromise more than 60 million computers around the globe and pilfer information from at least 200 banks based in America and Europe. SpyEye was an advanced piece of malware that allowed hackers to siphon off sensitive banking details. Once the virus infected a computer, it would intercept online transactions and steal login credentials and financial information. Bendellaj and Panin were able to harvest over 200,000 credit card numbers using this tool. Each stolen card could potentially result in a loss of up to $500, meaning their operation may have drained nearly $100 million from victims' accounts. SpyEye wasn't just any piece of malware. It was an upgraded version of an earlier Trojan known as Zeus, developed in Russia in 2009. Zeus had initially targeted online banking systems by logging keystrokes and capturing personal information. SpyEye took those capabilities further. This malware allowed hackers to insert new fields into a browser window, asking unsuspecting users to input their banking details and passwords. Any user who fell into this trap would unknowingly be handing over sensitive data to the hackers. Once Bendellaj and Panin had the information they needed, they could transfer money from the victim's account without detection. The SpyEye botnet was so advanced that it could even create fake account balances, making it look as though the user's funds were untouched. By the time the victim realized something was wrong, it was often too late. Bendellaj and Panin were long gone with the money. Finally, there will be an overview of the constantly evolving world of cybercrime, and few figures have received as much attention, as they say, as the smiling hacker, Hamza Bendellaj. Zeus was a platform which made it easy for hackers to break into computers and at the same time difficult for the authorities to trace. But Panin, the author of SpyEye, did not want to be left behind by Zeus. SpyEye was supposed to uninstall Zeus from the contaminated computers and then go for an attack. And this was something that Panin was using as a basis to claim that users should pay him for this new improved product because it was more economical to use. They later had this rivalry where Panin went on to even market SpyEye as the Zeus killer. However, in 2010 the two authors joined together to work as one. This integration simply meant the launch of a new improved version of SpyEye, since the two types of Trojan created higher success rates in the realm of cybercrime. However, competition starts between Bendalaj and Panin, hence their tensions between them. The US government later released the chat histories between the two, which showed an unreliable partnership at best. Bendalaj put SpyEye out into the internet by sharing its source code publicly, which violated the business deal with Panin and Zeus's creator. Bendalaj started selling Zeus's source code for personal gains. This caused a huge drift between the two hackers. For over 2 years, Bendalaj and Panin wreaked havoc on financial institutions across the world. The SpyEye malware was sold on underground forums for over $500, making it widely available to other cybercriminals. However, despite their growing success, the duo's operation began to unravel. The FBI, alongside international law enforcement agencies, launched a global investigation into the attacks, tracking the pair's movements online and offline. The partnership eventually crumbled, and in 2013, Bendalaj was arrested in Bangkok, Thailand, during a sting operation. He had attempted to sell SpyEye to an undercover officer for $8,500. His arrest shocked many, but what truly caught the public's attention was his demeanor. Unlike most criminals facing serious charges, Bendalaj was photographed smiling as he was taken into custody, earning him the nickname, the Smiling Hacker. In 2013, Bendalaj made a critical mistake. A small slip-up in his complex web of anonymity allowed investigators to trace his whereabouts to a small apartment in Bangkok. After years of staying one step ahead of the law, the hacker known as BX1 had finally been caught. Bendalaj's arrest marked the beginning of the end for the SpyEye operation. His partner, Panin, was arrested soon after, and both men faced numerous charges related to cyber theft and fraud. The case was significant not only for the massive amount of money they had stolen, but also for the sophisticated methods they had used to evade law enforcement for so long. Following his arrest, rumors spread wildly about Bendalaj. Some claimed he had been sentenced to death by the US courts, while others suggested he had donated all his stolen money to charity in Africa and Palestine. These rumors were later debunked. The US government clarified that cybercrimes were not punishable by death, and that Bendalaj had used his illegal earnings to fund a lavish lifestyle, not philanthropy. In 2015, Bendalaj and Panin were extradited to the United States and faced trial. Bendalaj pleaded guilty to multiple charges, including bank fraud and conspiracy, and was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Panin received a shorter sentence of 9.5 years. Their downfall marked the end of an era for one of the most notorious malware operations in cybercrime history. Despite the sensationalism that surrounded Bendalaj's case, his story serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of hacking and the eventual price paid by those who engage in cybercrime. SpyEye's reign of terror came to an abrupt halt, but the damage it caused lingered. Financial institutions were forced to overhaul their cybersecurity measures, and victims were left to pick up the pieces after discovering their accounts had been drained. Bendalaj's ability to stay under the radar for so long wasn't just a testament to his technical prowess, it highlighted the evolving landscape of cybercrime. With tools like SpyEye readily available on the black market, even small-time hackers could cause enormous financial damage. Bendalaj, however, had taken it to another level, creating a criminal enterprise that spanned continents and brought entire financial systems to their knees. To make things worse, he was one of those people who are invisible to the majority of people, yet they are present in their lives. He posed as a pretty regular guy with a normal family, with a cheerful disposition and a common man lifestyle. But in his own home, he was running one of the largest cyber criminal enterprises that the globe had ever witnessed. Despite the FBI and Interpol's action against Bendalaj, it is important to note that such a brilliant mind is in the wrong hands and in a wrong use in the right world. Techniques adopted by SpyEye are now in the past, but Bendalaj and Panin have inspired other hackers developing new methods. What approaches exist now, and how does the world protect itself from the subsequent waves of cybercrime? Hamza Bendalaj had gotten into controversy with some of his deeds, such as transferring part of the embezzled money to Palestine. Documentation points out that he spent the money got from his cybercrime efforts for the support of different non-profit organizations and numerous charities located in the area. Peculiarly, this act was put as an effort to deliver help and support to whoever needed it. and that earned him some measure of compassionate understanding among some sections of the populace. However, the reasons that surround these donations are still a topic of controversy, with so many querying the moral decency of providing charitable organizations with funds earned out of criminal activities. In this manner, Bendelage's actions point at one of the key uncertainties of a regular individual implicated in cybercrime, that of ambivalence. As technology improves, so does the threat from people such as Bendelage. The question remains, how many more BX1s are out there, who are already living openly in our society? And what will it require to bring them to an end? If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe.